Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Rocco Johnson, your lifestyle-focused wealth coach. How's everybody doing today? It's Lifestyle Focus Friday. Hey, guess what? Are you following up on your goals? Have you completed your plans, your financial plans, in such a way that you're feeling comfortable in today's environment? Well, listen, on the inside today, we're going to talk about why it's so important for you to follow up. Are you following up with your advisors, your accountants, your lawyers, your financial coaches? Are you following up and making sure you're on target to meet your goals and your financial planning goals? We're going to talk about that inside. And I liken that to taking care of your physical fitness. You know, every once in a while in the new year, we have to start checking our calories. How much water you're drinking? How many miles are you taking in as you're walking? Well, we have to do that with our financial health as well. And checking in with your financial coaches is part of the process. And we're going to talk about how that can help you get where you want to go much quicker and easier and without stress. Hey, I'm Rocco Johnson, your lifestyle focused wealth coach. Thank you for joining us. This is When the Lights Go Out. Are you ready? I'll see you on the inside. Hey, everybody, it's Rocco Johnson, your lifestyle-focused wealth coach. Thank you for joining us. We're going to be talking about today, how important is it for you to follow up with your team of advisors, and why that's important. And as you can see, we're still on the road, and I'm going to make sure that we get it in every Friday right here at 1 o'clock. Thank you guys for joining us. It's what we call lifestyle-focused wealth, and then we're going to talk about what millionaires and billionaires do and why it's important to follow up. Why is it important to stay in contact? A lot of us may be waiting on someone to call you at home, but in today's world, we're always busy, and our cell phones go with us everywhere we go. So we're not necessarily sitting by the phone waiting on someone to call us to follow up. But it might be important for us to take the responsibility in making the phone call to our advisorial team and scheduling a follow-up. Let's just see where we are. Let's just touch base. Let's talk about the things I do and do not understand. And then let's make these updates while they're critical updates. Let's make these updates immediately. If that sounds good to you, you're going to like this episode. Short, sweet, and get you right to the point of why following up is so important. Okay? Simple. But first, before we get into it, I want to thank everybody for joining us on our Lifestyle Focused Wealth Coaching broadcast. And before we get started, do me a favor. I know many of you are watching, and we really, really appreciate what you are doing quietly. But I'm going to beg you, please, please, please. The cost of admission is free. All I want you to do is hit that subscribe button right below, and then tell a friend and then ask them to join us. And if you have questions, do me a favor, put it in the comments and put the words takeaways. Why? That helps us to know what you're taking away, what interests you out of this conversation that we're having. And then in upcoming content that we make for you, we want to make sure that we're bringing more and more value each and every time we come on. And your comments, your subscriptions, and your audience matters. It helps our algorithm. It helps us fulfill our goal of participating in helping the globe with financial education, one person at a time. Okay? So we need your help. We want you inside the room. We need you inside the room. And I'm just happy you're back. But today we're going to be talking about why is it important to follow up? Whether you're an insurance agent, a real estate agent, a CEO, a C-suite CEO, or even just maybe a basketball player in a high school basketball team, you need to be keeping track. It's important to keep track simply because you don't know where you are. If you don't know where you are, how can you possibly know where you're going? How do you know that you're doing better than last year? How would you know this if you're not following up and keeping track, right? I think it's really important that we do this. I think it's important. You know, every year we schedule annual reviews with people, and so many times the agent usually calls and set up these appointments, but what happens is the public may not always schedule their review. And then they get down the line and they forget. And then when something pops up, or when the world changes as it has already started to change, they start to find out that maybe that review is important. And we want to make sure that it's not just important because of the urgency of the matter. We want to make it a part of your normal every year habit to go back, revise, follow up. I like to say at a minimum 2 times a year with your advisors. But if you can do it once a quarter, that will be great. I tell you, your planning will thank you in the future because you've been able to make these adjustments as you go, right? And I can tell you the difference between those folks who take advantage of sitting down with their financial professionals and the difference with those who don't is a dramatic financial difference. I'm going to tell you, if you don't have a coach, I'm going to invite you to go to roccojohnson.com and schedule a time with us today. I would love to talk to you and help you with your plans and help you learn a little bit more about what billionaires and millionaires are doing every single day. And what are the secrets? What's the secret sauce? I think we got the answer for you. We can help you out, right? I think we can help you out. That's what we do. That's what we do. Well, hey, everybody, welcome. I see our folks hanging out on the inside over there. Good afternoon. How is it out there in Wisconsin? Is it snowing? Hi, Miss Henderson. How are you? I see you out there. I listen, I'm on the road today. I just crossed over Tallahassee, Florida's line, and I'm still right here with you. Like I said, I'm going to make sure that I'm available for you. No excuses. It doesn't matter if I'm in this actual studio or if I'm walking around and I just got to pull over for a moment to talk to you. It's too important not to get to you and give you your financial moment of the week, right? So we want to make sure that you get it and get it in, right? So how many of you guys are following up? Every week we follow up. This is a form of following up, and I want to encourage you to follow up just by tuning in us on Fridays. Why? It's simple. When we continue to follow up or we stay around people having the same discussion and the same goals, and they're elevating us, the more and more we keep that at the top of our mind, the better and better we do. And the less likely that we are to get off target or stop these new habits. I know that planning and putting away dollars in creative ways so that you can earn dividends, maximize your cash flow, maximize the accumulation of tax-deferred money, and then minimize your taxes. I know that it's a challenge at times. I know that it's a challenge, but it does make sense because it's a challenge to check in with your coaches and follow up. You might just want to know, hey, am I doing this right? Or maybe I've come to a point that I need more constructive criticism or I need some more advice of what I can do a little bit better, right? So when you do the follow-ups, I'm going to suggest to you this. You just go online and schedule some time. Go online and schedule some time and sit with your person one-on-one. It doesn't have to be for 2 and 3 hours. It may just be for 30 minutes. And I can tell you now, you will start to see that these habits, and you will be able to follow the money a little bit better. Because if you don't understand how it's accumulating and why these suggestions are so important, you could be having a lights out moment. You could be missing out on opportunities that are right there in front of you that can be worth thousands and thousands of dollars to you over a lifetime. Right? So when you sit down with the advisors, what kind of questions should you ask? Depends. If you haven't sat with them in a year or two, you might just want them to go back through it. If you're just following up, the advantage of that is it's less for you to remember because you're remembering more and more every single time you have these conversations, and you know how the strategy is going to work. You know, the strategy is more important than the product. A lot of us have products, you know, life insurance, mutual funds. Maybe you have an IRA. Maybe you have a Roth IRA. But my question here is, what's the strategy? If you don't have a strategy, you just have the product. And the strategy alone is a reason for you to follow up with your financial professional immediately. Why? Because they can help you iron out all the details and get you back on track. And for those of you who haven't lost track, I think it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do, right? So, at the bottom of today's episode, don't forget to hit the descriptions, okay? And sign up for our weekly and bi-weekly newsletter. And it contains a whole bunch of articles. We got art, we got travel, we got recipes, and much, much more. And it's absolutely free to you and to our lifestyle-focused community. I'm going to ask you one more time to join us online. It's really simple. You just go to lifestylefocusedwealthcommunity.com and then sign up. It's only $16 a month, and you get a whole bunch of cool little perks. We got some swag gear. We have our swag gear. We have our magazines, we have our event list, we have our newsletters, and much, much more. And coming up at the end of this next quarter, we'll be talking about our coaching series that's coming out. And I'm looking forward to that, and that's going to give us so much joy. We're going to change so many lives with this, and I love it. And financial education is on a whole new platform. So thank you guys for just hanging in there with us and growing with us as time goes on, right? So just sit down, sit back, relax, schedule some time with your coach. Let me ask you, when was the last time you guys did your follow-up? If you haven't done the follow-up, put follow-up in the chat for us and let me know, when did you do your financial follow-up? Are you still putting in the same $100 a month? Have you increased it? Have you paid off a credit card, but you didn't increase your savings? In other words, if your credit card bill was $300 and now it's paid down to zero, did you increase your savings by $300? See, these are all the little small details that matter. And what to do with these extra funds. Before you kind of figure out that you want to spend it, sit with your advisor, get some information on how to properly leverage it so that you're getting the most out of every dollar, and probably at least once or twice before that dollar is spent. I tell you in my class, in our classes, one of the things that I talk about is never getting to the point where the first dollars that you get are not the ones that you spend. Those are the ones that you put away, you invest, and you allow them to grow. Your second tranche of money, or maybe even your third, is when you can spend. And usually that's coming from passive income and other places, right? So if you've taken the time to start to put these dollars away and to secure them in such a way that they will benefit you for the rest of your life, yes, you're going to need to have the follow-up conversation. Why? Because you need to know, how has it grown? What can I do? What can I change? How can I update it? Do I have more expenses or do I have less expenses? And if that's the case, some things might have to change. You know, this past week, I had a client that simply had paid her car off and paid off her student loan. She was so happy. But now that she's understanding the value in having a meeting, I didn't even have to tell her what to do. She knew it. She knew that it was time to take the dollars that she was spending on bills and take those same exact dollars and direct them and allocate it towards her savings and her planning. And that was all because we have gone through it year after year after year, once a quarter, and making sure that she understood how this thing is working. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Hey, you guys, thank you guys for joining us. I see you out there. Jump into the chat real quick. Everybody jump into the chat. Tell me about your experience. Tell me if you've done your follow-up for the year. Are you ahead? Are you behind? I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Because if you answer the question, I think I understand what's going to happen. If you can answer the question, that just simply means that you're doing it. Don't be ashamed if you're already behind. Let's get ahead. Let's get moving. Let's get started. It's not too late. Matter of fact, there's no time like the present. Let's sit down with your advisor and get started. We want all of you to win. I want all of you to win. And this is just a simple reminder of why it's so important to just go back and do your follow-up, sit down with your advisor, and find out what am I missing? Did I not take away enough information? Was there one little piece of the strategy that I missed? Or maybe there's something that you didn't understand clearly and you need more explanation. So sit down with your advisor and let us go through it and let's help you. Okay? Is there any comments out there today? Any comments about your experience? How many of you have had reviews with your advisors? That's what I want to know. How many of you have had reviews? And it's okay. If you haven't had a review, put it down in the chat. Put it down in the chat. Hey, what's happening, Sam? What's going on? Hey, Leela. I see you out there. Okay, now I'm seeing some stuff popping up now. Hey, Miss Donna, Miss Henderson, how are you? Hey, listen, it's okay if you're a little bit behind. That means that means to me that you at least checked it. And if you checked it, you know you're a little bit behind. So what do we got to do? We got to tighten the screws just a little bit. And just like your financial fitness coach, well, your financial wealth coach will say, hey, look, let's take down some of the calories. Let's stop eating all the sugar and let's go ahead and reduce this fat. Well, in money, it's the same thing. What are we spending on? Let's check our 6 months, our billing statements over the last 6 months. Let's see if you got some extra things that you're spending, like the Netflix and the Rokus and all those other things that maybe you haven't gotten rid of or you forgot to take care of. And if you're not using these subscriptions, maybe you want to limit them. And then we start applying those dollars towards your savings. And it's all about just getting back on track, right? Perfect. I see you, Leela. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for giving us a little bit of information. You followed up, but you're a little bit behind waiting on the clients to approve. So you're talking about your business. Okay. So you're following up with your clients in your financial practice. I think that's what I'm reading. I know you've had your reviews with your advisors. Miss Wilson, you're funny. Thank you for hanging out there with us. That's cool. That's all right. All right, so if we tighten the screws, here's what we're going to do. Very simply, I want you to get some one-on-one time. Get on the phone, get with your advisors, and if you don't have a coach, give us a call. And you don't even have to talk to anybody. All you have to do is go to roccojohnson.com and schedule your meeting today. And when you schedule your meeting, you'll have a one-on-one online visual meeting with us, and let me help you. Let me assist you. But it's really simple. You got to pull the cord. You got to make the move that you want to see your progress happen. You're responsible for you. And the sooner that we get that across, the better off you will be. All right? Okay? Well, listen. This is an easy one for today. I know we've been talking about everything from government, from taxes, from insurance to real estate holdings, the whole bit. But all of those things are discussed in the follow-up. And guess what? If you didn't have the conversation with your spouse or your significant other, it's that time. It's that time to bring them in and allow them to know what your intentions are. And it's probably a good time for you to know theirs. Why? Because things are changing at an all-time high. And it could affect you. If you've recently lost a job, been unemployed, or you're in between jobs, it's a good time to follow up with your advisor. Don't panic about looking for a new job. That will be part of the process. But you might want to discuss rolling over your 401ks and all the other stuff that comes with the loss of a job before you make a hectic mistake. Okay? That's my warning to you. Make sure that you have somebody that knows what they're doing and can give you some sound information about what's to do next. Right? Is there anybody else out there? Anybody else? Everybody's tightening the screws today. Boy, y'all are really good. I love you guys for that. I love you guys for that. When you tighten the screws, it becomes one of those situations that say, you know what? I can do this. I can make this happen one way or another. All you have to do is commit to it. And that's it. If you commit to the behavior, you're going to be all right. Right? As long as you're committing to the behavior, you're going to be just fine. Is that all I got for today? Is that all I have? Anybody got a scenario or a question that you want to ask me today? Oh, come on. I know when I get off the line, I know my phone blows up. So this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity. How about that? Anybody else? We're letting the clock run down. You guys are incredible. So listen, here's what I want to do. The next 7 days, I want to challenge you to sit down with your advisor. I want to challenge you. Do you have your will done? Has your trust been completed? Have you completed that application for life insurance? Have you made the deposits for your annuities and updated the deposits for your annuities? Or are you just sitting on a lump sum of money and never doing anything with it? Well, we got to make the things grow. So you want to continuously put money in, because if you're continuously putting money away, it's going to look better. It's going to grow faster. Much better than a person that's just sitting a single lump sum away. All right? Is there any other questions out there? Man, you guys are quick and easy. This one is quick and easy. I'm loving what I'm hearing. You know, I just talked to another business professional who asked me a similar question. They talked about their buy-sell agreement, if it was only two people or not. Could they use it? Absolutely, you can, because it's based on your buy-selling agreement. If something happened to one of you partners, what happens to the money and what happens to the business? So very, very important conversation that needs to be had between you and your business partners if the buy-sell agreement is not complete. Make sure that the contract is written up, and then you got to make sure you fund it with either cash or life insurance will be my suggestion to you. Okay. Hey, so when we get back, if you got more questions, keep putting it in the chat. We like hearing from you. And give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that notification bell. That way, when we have our new content come in, you're included. I'll see you at the break.
Hey, join our Lifestyle Focused Wealth community. Membership starting at $16 a month when you pay the annual subscription. So register online today at www.lifestylefocusedwealth.com.
What's up, everybody? This is Joey Somerville, aka Papa J. I have one question for you. When the lights go out, are you ready?
Hey, I'm Rocco Johnson, your lifestyle focus coach. We're back in the studio. Thank you guys for joining us. We're talking about you being ready for your follow-up, right? Just being ready. We want you to be ready. I can't give you all the secrets. Not here. I can't. But I can tell you, the more details you go over, the more you check in, the more opportunity that you have to find flaws in your planning. And then make those transitions and shift it and make for a better plan every single month. Okay? I'm hoping that by the end of the first quarter, you'll find yourself back ahead. We got tax season coming up. We got April coming up. We got all of the different things coming up. So we want to be prepared, and we want to know, did we have an 11% increase this year, or did we fall a little bit behind? What are we going to be able to do with it next year? And what are we projecting it to be? Okay? So if you're a business owner, it's important to know if you're doing 5% better, 11% better should be a goal that you're trying to get to. Well, the same thing with your house, your financial goals. You can look at your savings, you can look at your accumulated retirement plan and say, well, am I putting away enough? Or am I spending more than I need to be spending before I put these dollars to work? If I put them together, if I put my money to work first, I'm not saying you won't pay your bill. I'm just saying there are some creative ways of putting your dollars together and letting them work for you prior to spending them on your bills. And this effect will last you for the rest of your life. Guaranteeing you, I can guarantee you this. It's going to work for you for the rest of your life. But we got to make sure you understand the concept, the strategy, and the products that work with that concept and strategy. And, millionaires and billionaires always check in. And once they understand it, they can make moves on their own very quickly. And the decisions that they need to make are qualified decisions. Why? Because they understand what they have, they understand why they have it, and then they also understand how to use it. The question is, do you? Hey, that's my time. I'm Rocco Johnson. This has been fun, you guys. This is always fun to have a topic that's a little bit lighter, a little bit easier to talk to you about this week. Why? Because you need it. We don't want to leave out the details that most people think, oh, well, he didn't really say too much. No, I've said a mouthful. It's going to go down in that meeting that you're going to schedule with your advisors this week. And if you know other people who are struggling or saving and need help, and there are people needing help, over 77,000 people have taken federal buyouts in the last 30 days. There's people that need your help. Grab them by the coattail, bring them along. Introduce them to us and bring them along. Let us answer questions for them. If you want to do it in a group setting, so be it. If you want to do it one-on-one, so be it. We look forward to helping you. We look forward to answering those questions, because comprehensive planning is not easy. It's not easy for the individual to do it on their own. All right? And we'll give you the personalized service that you're looking for. So, with that being said, is there any more questions out there today before we wrap up? I'm going to let you guys go early today. I have a great, great friend of mine that's getting ready to become a judge. So I want to make sure that I'm in Florida and in order when that happens. So next week, next Friday, 1:00, we'll have more detail of how our trips went. I want to know from you, how'd your follow-up go? What is your financial condition? What is your condition? Did you lose some weight? Did you gain some weight? Are you checking your financial calories? Yeah, I want to know. Report it to me. Send it in my DMs, or just go to roccojohnson.com and get on the calendar. I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you guys for joining us. I'll see you back here in the spot next week at the same time, same place. And I look forward to seeing you at the top. God bless, and I'll see you next week.